back. It's a Fulbright Friday here with LP and LT.
Like in my hair. Okay, sorry.
Is your hair looking good?
Well, like the situation, but anyway.
We don't have our own prep people, so we just have to
No.
go with the
You
flow
want
here.
to contribute to our prep fund, 1-800.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so it's almost summertime.
I think like after, well, it's Memorial Day weekend's coming up, so that's exciting. After Memorial Day, that's like definitely summer.
Yeah.
Pool, all the things, grilling.
I have to avoid outside though because of my skin tone.
So you're probably like ready for summer to be over.
I'm like one of those people that have like the sunscreen
Like
stripe on your
very
nose.
attractive. that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so when in the summer, you know, would you get bored enough where you were like, I'm ready to go back to school? Some people would like never want to go back to school. Some wanted to never have summer.
Maybe you feel like there's like that lull at the end of July.
Late July.
Or also like in high school when if you had like books you had to read for the
Oh yeah, because then you had like
and that's
1
when you
week to read a book.
that you needed to get things together.
Yeah, that was the worst. I actually think it was my sophomore year, like when they started making that summer reading thing. Like I remember for a long time, I think I was like the first class in my public high school to like, this is this new thing we're gonna do. We're gonna make you work over the summer.
Yeah, read Lord of the Flies or something.
Yeah. What were some of the? Okay, I won't like recall all
Yeah.
the books, but. So it's time to go back to school already.
Yeah, so this session is going to focus all on graduate degree grants for the Fulbright, which I think many people don't know as much about.
Yeah, it's really important to consider. So we're
Yeah.
going to do a deep dive. Join us
For the journey.
for the journey. Okay, so it's time to get into the nitty-gritty with the study awards. Now, they're one of the more interesting options through the Fulbright. Ones that sometimes are under-recognized, so you might not realize that yes, you can indeed, with a Fulbright, earn a master's degree. But here's the thing, we have 3 things that you need to know about applying for one of these awards. The first is that if you end up finding a Fulbright that allows for a graduate degree program, it's going to fund that, wonderful. You still have to apply separately to that degree program. Fulbright is the sponsor, it's the funder, but it is not going to get you into that program. So you want to make sure that you've got 2 separate applications going on if you plan on a study award.
Okay. Second thing we're going to talk about is the difference between open study and partner university study awards. So if you go to the Fulbright website and click on type of awards, there will be a graduate degree grant dropdown, and that will tell you any country that offers study awards. On the far right column of that spreadsheet, you'll see a list of specific universities. And that means that those universities in those countries are so invested in Fulbright that they are sponsoring basically like half the cost of the award and want people to come to that institution. So if you found a study program that was at one of those institutions, you would apply into that direct award or that specific award. But this gets a little bit complicated because now not all open study research awards allow graduate degree enrollment. You may have to set up an individual advising appointment to meet with us to talk about that, like some of those nuances. But oftentimes when you see an open study research category, it means graduate degree enrollment is an option, though that's not always the case.
It smells like paint.
We're getting painting is being done in our,
There's, like, some fumes
facility.
happening
It does
here.
smell a bit like.
I totally like glossed over some
So
of that.
if
It's
we,
super technical.
if
Sign
we
up for an
pass
advising
out,
appointment.
Yeah.
Thirdly, okay.
I thought it was so riveting.
I know. No, I'm sorry. I'm just like listening to everything you're saying. Okay, so then we have the element of the affiliation, right? So with English teachings, you don't need an affiliation. With the research, you need an affiliation. That's its own thing. The study award has its own particularities when it comes to the affiliation, and usually it takes 2 forms. One, either you have communicated with someone at the university that you have been seeking some guidance on in terms of what that degree involves, or perhaps you've reached out to a faculty member affiliated with the department that you're applying for that degree program, and maybe you're thinking about research that you might do there, and that individual can write a letter of affiliation, and you can append that to your application and enhance your competitiveness. Secondly, some of the affiliations for study awards end up wanting you to submit the acceptance into the program that you identified
Letter
as
of
the
admission.
affiliation. Yeah. So However, sometimes that affiliation letter, the admissions letter that can be used as an affiliation letter doesn't come until after you've already applied for the Fulbright. In that case, you still hold on to it. There's a chance later to upload that to your application if you make it past the first round of review.
So affiliation letters may not be required at the time of application for a study grant. That information will be contained on the grant page itself under affiliation.
So there's lots of things happening there, right?
Yeah.
Sign up for an advising appointment.
Yes.
Oh, this is like an owl.
This is an owl because it represents wisdom, which
And
you will
studying.
So
Intellectual life.
come hang out with us and make a individual advising appointment to learn more.
Okay.
Okay, time for our favorite section, or one of our favorite sections, because everything is just so fun.
Super fun.
So fun. This is our questions from the Fulbright Fan Club. If you have a question for us, just a burning question you want us to answer.
Lots of questions in there.
Lots
Thank
of
you
questions.
guys for sending
Thank you
them
for
in.
sending them. So feel free to email fulbright@georgetown.edu with your question for LP and LT. Okay, so let's just look in here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big one. What job would you be terrible at?
Not fellowship advising.
We're just amazing at fellowship advising.
What job would I be? Whoa!
There's so many paint fumes.
They're painting in here, and I can't even think straight. I would be a bad painter, actually. Okay, so
Yeah.
one time
Well, you would wear a mask normally.
No, I'm saying I would be a bad painter because I'm not great with the details. So, like, when we first bought our house, I decided to be cheap and not pay for a drywall person to come in after I removed wallpaper.
Bad decision.
And I'm like, I can totally drywall. Horrible. I was horrible at it. It had like lumps in it, and we never fixed it. I just put like a toaster there. So
no, I agree with you. I'd be a
it.
terrible like contractor, like
I
because
YouTubed it.
yeah. Well, that's I find this stressful. This is
What, like DIY?
Yeah, because like IKEA, some people find like IKEA furniture
Oh, it's
like just
horrible.
like the most exciting and like just therapeutic thing.
I almost
For
got
me,
divorced over
exactly.
chests
For
of
me, putting
drawers.
together IKEA furniture is one of the most stressful,
Super stressful.
experiences.
Yeah.
And so,
I also don't like that little tool.
yeah, like the kind of.
How many times do you have to rotate that?
No, I know. And sometimes like they don't give you the right pieces. Anyway, I find anything like that just like
Yeah.
a very stressful
It's
experience,
very
and I
stressful.
would not be good in any role that
DIY.
involves.
Well, that's mine. You can't take mine. That's yours.
No, but I agreed with you.
Oh, we have the same bad.
Well, just
we'd
like
both be good at fellowship advising.
that would
so
be
we'd
my
like
point
both
of
be bad.
stress and tension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have nothing else to say.
That's it. Bye.